Okay, now this is an extremely, extremely famous story within Rabbinic Judaism. Okay, and we don't have to read the whole thing, but let me show you what I'm talking about. On that day, when they discussed this matter, Rabbi Eliezer answered all possible answers in the world to support his opinion. But the rabbis did not accept his explanation from it. After failing to convince the rabbis logically, Rabbi Eliezer said to them, "If the halakha is in accordance with my opinion, this carob tree will prove it. The carob tree was uprooted from its place 100 cubits, and some say 400 cubits. The rabbis said to him, one does not cite halakha, proof from a carob tree." Now, what does this sound like to me? This sounds like a response to when Yeshua curses the fig tree. And they come back and they say, "Oh my word, it's withered." And what do the rabbis say? No. A carob tree, any kind of a tree like this, is not going to prove any point.
It's not a sign of authority.
It's not a sign of anything, right? So this, to me, this is a direct attack on Yeshua. And of course, this is written later. Rabbi Eliezer said to them, "If the halakha is in accordance with my opinion, the stream will prove it." The water in the stream turned backward and began flowing in the opposite direction. They said to him, "One does not cite halakha, proof from the stream." Okay, well, we could go to multiple places in the apostolic scriptures where Yeshua does something with water. Let's say water to wine. Well, the rabbis are going to say that doesn't prove anything, because the halakha says that water doesn't prove anything. Okay, Rabbi Eliezer said to them, "If the halakha is in accordance with my opinion, the walls of the study hall will prove it. The walls of the study hall leaned inward and began to fall." And Rabbi Yehoshua scolded the walls and said to them, "If Torah scholars are contending with each other in matters of halakha, what is the nature of your involvement in the dispute?" So in other words, these walls don't mean anything. This reminds me of when Yeshua says that not one stone will be left on top of another. And we could go to other places as well for this. And finally, and this is the most important one, Rabbi Eliezer then said to them, "If the halakha is in accordance with my opinion, heaven will prove it." A divine voice emerged from heaven and said, "Why are you differing with Rabbi Eliezer as the halakha in accordance with his opinion in every place that he expresses his opinion?" What do they say? A voice from heaven does not prove halakha. Well, what does this remind you of? "This is my son." A voice from heaven comes and says, "This is my son in whom I'm well pleased."
Right.
So to me, this entire story is just a way to try to disprove and discredit the Christian claim that Yeshua is in fact the Mashiach. But here's the problem that we have within the Hebrew roots and the Messianic movement, both of them, is you have these leaders who are going to say, "Oh, no. The Mishnah and the Talmud Yeshua's resting on them." So they take these stories and they mix it up. They fall into the rabbinical trap of saying, "Oh, Yeshua's just quoting the Mishnah here. He's just quoting the Talmud." And these are actually stories for the Jews to be able to say, this proves that Yeshua is not the Mashiach. And how is my opinion on this correct? My opinion is correct because the Talmud comes 600 years after. They're responding to the rise of Christianity. And the proof is on my side. All right. We got 15 minutes left. Did you want to say anything else about that?
No, that's a great point. We know it. There's the prayer against the heretics that emerges and gets kicked around a little bit in history. There are other places where we can show that the rabbis increased halakhic stringency in order to exclude believers. And like forbidding to buy, wine from the minim, or meat. If meat was slaughtered by a min, you can't eat it. And min means a sect, by the sect. And so people are like, well, what's the Birkat Minim? How do we know those are the Christians? And stuff like that. And to be fair, there's times where it could refer to more than one group, but we do that. There is unmistakably, and a lot of work is done on the Sasanian or background, basically Mesopotamian background for the emergence of the Babylonian Talmud, and it is just showing more and more how Jews in the Talmudic era were interacting with Christians Zoroastrians, because that was the kind of the state religion in Persia.
Continue listening to this conversation by clicking the full show link on the left side of your screen, or check out the video on the right that YouTube thinks you'll like. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you never miss content from Messiah Matters.